Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder, or OCD, is a mental health condition that affects many people around the world. It's characterized by a pattern of unwanted thoughts and fears, known as obsessions, which lead you to do repetitive behaviors called compulsions. These obsessions and compulsions interfere with daily activities and cause significant distress. Understanding OCD is the first step toward managing it. It's a real and treatable illness. OCD is not just about being very neat or liking things a certain way. Many people use the term OCD casually, like when they say it about keeping their desk tidy. However, the disorder is much more serious than that. It involves intense anxiety and a feeling of being trapped. The thoughts are intrusive and cause great worry. The compulsions are attempts to relieve this worry, but the relief is only temporary. This cycle can be very debilitating for individuals, consuming a lot of time and energy. Globally, OCD affects about 2.3% of the population at some point in their lives, meaning millions of people experience this condition. It can start at any age, from childhood to adulthough, though symptoms often begin to appear in childhood or adolescence. Boys are more commonly affected in childhood, while in adulthood, men and women are affected about equally. Obsessions are the starting point of the OCD cycle. They are thoughts, images, or urges that repeatedly enter the mind. These are not voluntary, they feel intrusive and are often disturbing. The person experiencing them usually recognizes they are irrational, yet they cannot simply will them away. These thoughts cause significant anxiety and distress. They can be about many different things. Common themes include contamination, harm, or order. Contamination obsessions are very common in OCD. People with these obsessions fear germs, dirt, or chemicals. They might worry about getting sick or spreading illness. Everyday objects can seem dangerous. Shaking hands or touching doorknobs can trigger intense fear. This fear is not just a mild concern. It is an overwhelming sense of dread and disgust. The person feels compelled to avoid contamination or feels the need to decontaminate themselves or their surroundings. This can lead to excessive washing or cleaning. Compulsions are the behaviors performed in response to obsessions. They are repetitive actions or mental acts that the person feels driven to perform. The main goal is to reduce anxiety caused by obsessions or to prevent a feared event from happening. However, these compulsions are often not logically connected. They are excessive and not realistic solutions. For example, tapping a certain number of times to prevent harm provides only temporary relief from the anxiety. The obsessions soon return, and the cycle continues. Washing and cleaning are very common compulsions, often linked to obsessions about contamination. A person might wash their hands repeatedly until their skin is raw and sore. They may spend hours cleaning their home, using harsh chemicals in an attempt to sterilize everything. This is not about normal hygiene. It is a desperate attempt to alleviate intense fear. The fear of germs or contamination feels overwhelming, and the cleaning rituals provide a brief sense of safety. Checking compulsions are also frequently seen in OCD. People might repeatedly check locks, appliances, or switches to ensure everything is safe. They fear that if they do not check, something terrible will happen, like a fire or a burglary. OCD can look very different from person to person. The specific obsessions and compulsions vary widely, but the impact on daily life is often significant. Simple tasks can become monumental challenges. Getting ready in the morning might take hours. Going to work or school can be a daily struggle. Maintaining relationships can become difficult. The disorder can affect almost every aspect of a person's existence. It is not a choice or a personality quirk. It is a serious condition requiring understanding and support. Consider a student with OCD who fears contamination. They might avoid touching desks or library books and wash their hands excessively between classes. This can make it hard to concentrate on their studies. They might be late for classes due to their rituals. Social interactions can also be affected, leading them to avoid group activities or eating in the cafeteria, and their academic performance could suffer. The constant anxiety and time spent on compulsions are draining, leading to feelings of isolation and frustration. Imagine an office worker with obsessions about making mistakes. Section 5. Unraveling the causes. A look into the brain and genes. The exact causes of OCD are not fully understood. However, research suggests a combination of factors is involved. These include biological, genetic, and environmental influences. Scientists are continuously working to learn more. Understanding the causes can help develop better treatments. It also helps to reduce stigma associated with the disorder. OCD is a complex condition with roots in brain function. It is not caused by personal weakness or upbringing alone. Many different elements contribute to its development. This complexity makes it a challenging disorder to study. Brain imaging studies have shown differences in brain activity. People with OCD often show increased activity in certain brain areas. These areas include the orbitofrontal cortex and the anterior cingulate cortex. The basal ganglia, particularly the caudate nucleus, also seems involved. Section 6. The weight of OCD, impact on personal well-being. Living with OCD can be an incredibly burdensome experience. The constant barrage of obsessions creates intense anxiety. This anxiety is not just fleeting worry, it is a persistent, nagging feeling of dread or unease. Individuals often describe feeling tormented by their own minds. The thoughts can be disturbing, repulsive, or frightening. This internal struggle consumes a vast amount of mental energy. It leaves little room for peace or relaxation. The emotional toll of OCD is profound and far-reaching. It affects mood, self-esteem, and overall quality of life. The compulsions, while intended to reduce anxiety, add to the burden. Performing rituals can be exhausting and time-consuming. People may spend many hours each day on their compulsions. This leaves less time for work, hobbies, or relationships. Section 7. Navigating relationships and society with OCD. OCD does not just affect the individual, it also has a significant impact on their relationships. Family members, partners, and friends can all be affected. Living with someone who has OCD can be challenging. It may require a great deal of patience and understanding. Family routines might be disrupted by the person's rituals. Loved ones might feel frustrated or confused by the symptoms. They may not know how to best offer support. Communication is key in these situations. Openly discussing the disorder can help bridge gaps. Partners of individuals with OCD often face unique challenges. They might find themselves involved in the compulsions. For example, they might be asked for reassurance repeatedly, or they might have to accommodate certain rituals at home. Section 8. Pathways to relief, exploring treatment options. The good news is that OCD is a treatable condition. Effective treatments are available to help manage symptoms. These treatments can significantly improve quality of life. It is important for individuals with OCD to seek professional help. A combination of approaches is often most effective. The mainstays of treatment include therapy and medication. Lifestyle changes can also support recovery. Finding the right treatment plan may take time, but persistence often leads to positive outcomes. There is hope for those struggling with this disorder. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is a highly effective therapy for OCD. A specific type of CBT called exposure and response prevention, or ERP, is key. ERP involves gradually exposing the person to their feared thoughts or situations. They are then guided to resist performing their usual compulsions. Section 9. Living with OCD, hope, help, and management. Living with OCD can be a long journey. However, it is a journey that does not have to be faced alone. With the right support and treatment, managing OCD is possible. Many people with OCD lead fulfilling and productive lives. Recovery is not always about a complete cure. For many, it means significantly reducing symptoms. It means regaining control over their thoughts and actions. It means improving their overall quality of life. There is always hope for improvement and relief. The first step is often the hardest: seeking help. It is crucial to understand that OCD is not a personal failing. It is a recognized medical condition with biological underpinnings. No one chooses to have OCD. Feeling ashamed or guilty can prevent people from seeking help.